back.
We're back. We've been back, but we're back.
We're back even more.
We're back again.
We're back and better.
As Eminem once said, guess who's back?
Back again.
How are you doing, James?
I'm fine. I'm just looking at your cat stepping on my laptop.
Yeah, he's after your water bottle.
Yeah, he told me about that. He liked the condensation.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. Apparently cats are just sometimes they like the special water, and
He's always been like that?
Even he has. Yeah. He's always like licking the condensation off things. Like he'll lick the condensation off of windows.
That's crazy.
It's weird. Yeah, he's
weird.
He's a strange man. But I guess we should talk about the hurricane, huh?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. So, how did you fare during Hurricane Berryl?
I fared okay.
Yeah.
Just very hot. Had to charge my phone up in a grocery store.
In a grocery store.
Yep, that was fun.
Oh man.
Yep, that was fun. At a Kroger's. At least it was at a Kroger's.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever shop at Kroger's.
I do sometimes.
Yeah, it's nice. Actually nice.
You didn't have any of one of those little backup chargers?
Yeah, I did. Richard gave me one.
Okay.
But
you run out, right?
Yeah, you run out. So it's like, I'll just charge it up in here. And it to go 9 days, or no, I'm sorry, 6 or 7 days without electricity. It's come on, man. Houston got to do a little bit better with this.
Yeah.
This whole situation. To have a power grid this week and to have to face a Category 1 storm, and it only lasted for at least 3 hours.
Right.
At least 3 hours.
Yeah.
And to be out with electricity for a whole week, and some people 7 days.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And we're the only city that catches this.
I know. We're the 4th largest city in the world. We're supposed to be energy capital.
Yeah.
Of the nation, and the wind blows a certain way, and we lose power.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing, and Centerpoint Energy is about to get raked over the coals.
Oh, definitely. They definitely have to get their backs kicked in.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get a couple lawsuits.
Yeah.
Investigations is gonna come. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a mess for them.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Yeah. We'll see if it does anything though. And supposedly they got a new CEO a couple months back.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was like a transfer of power at some point, and apparently, I guess rumor has it that the CEO is a little bit more, money minded.
Oh, money minded.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know the validity to it. It's just you know what it is like when everyone's out of power, you have angry people, and so they're looking at somebody to blame or reason to blame.
I mean, usually
Centerpoint's a pretty big target.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, and I originally did not want to blame anybody.
Yeah,
because it's a natural disaster. It happens.
It happens.
But to go this long without electricity,
right?
Then you kind of have to look at, okay, so what are you guys doing to prepare yourselves for this?
Yeah, there was no preparation, or there was preparation, but it was like slim to none.
It's slim to none.
And after we had like a couple storms in the last 2 months that knocked out people's power and did crazy stuff. So it's not like we didn't know this was an issue, and now it's an even bigger issue.
It's getting worse,
and it's getting worse. And people some Houstonians are like, maybe we should just leave. maybe we should move.
San Antonio, here I come.
There's a lot of people moving in.
Yep.
There's a lot of people moving in, and that's also part of the reason the grid is having issues, right?
Allegedly,
we have 1,500 people a month moving in. And that's taxing on the grid. You were telling me they're building up all these extra condos in the hood.
Yeah, in the hood. They got so many condos in the hood and no one's moving in them.
Trying to gentrify these neighborhoods, but nobody wants them because they're too expensive.
Too expensive.
There's no food around them.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, I found.
Like, can you imagine staying in like a condo or living in an apartment that's hella expensive?
Yeah.
And there's no grocery store around.
No restaurant.
You and Khadijah would be
a barren wasteland.
Yeah, it's like Gas Town.
Yeah.
It's like Gas Town, man.
Yeah. Like, what are you going to do? Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, man. So how'd you guys fare?
We didn't do so bad. I went to work right before the storm hit.
That's good.
Yeah, because, I work in news radio, so I got to go to work no matter what. Like, you got to go in, right? It's like emergency response almost.
Yeah.
Not quite the same. I'm not saying I'm an emergency responder.
Essential.
But it is essential and it is important. So I had to go in. We started the news like an hour early. We did like a special like storm news report thing. And all morning we're reporting on the storm. All kinds of alerts coming through. I had to send those out. Just like crazy times. And then our power went out around 9 a.m., which from what it sounds like, is we were one of the last ones to lose power, because it sounds like a lot of people lost their power between like 3 and 6 a.m. for the most part. We were hoping we would be lucky because our power has been pretty good the last couple storms. We lost power this time, which, we also kind of expected. But so I get home and we're just like, all right, well, what are we going to do? So I think we hung out for a couple hours, just kind of waited around to see what would happen. We took a lap around the apartment just to see all the damage, right? It's a bunch of leaves all over the place. Like, there was a car that parked under a tree that's right outside my apartment. Mm-hmm. A branch hit it.
That sucks.
And Khadija was telling me, like, the guy was on the phone and he was laughing about it.
Must got insurance.
Well, that's what we were saying. It was like, oh, maybe they have insurance. But also, like, it's an act of God, right?
Yeah.
So, like, some insurances don't cover that. And also, I feel like the insurance people would be like, well, you parked under a tree.
That too.
When a hurricane was going to come. I don't know. Maybe he'll get it fixed or whatever. Or maybe, who knows?
He should have had a ready plan.
Yeah, right.
Like parking the parking garage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people did. It was full. It was.
I know that thing was full.
Yeah. I didn't park in the parking garage because I didn't, I was leaving early enough to where it wouldn't have affected me. But so anyway, that happens. And we're just like, well, what are we going to do for the night? So we look around for hotels. And we ended up getting a hotel, which is smart of us to do the first night, because that second night, everything was sold out.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was.
And we got to the hotel right before the rush, too, because like we got into our room, and then we came back down to the lobby to get some food. There was like a little Starbucks deli type of place, so we got some food there. But when we came back down, lobby was full of people.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, everybody and their kids and their dogs and, all their stuff just in the lobby.
What was the type of hotel you guys stayed in?
It was a Hilton.
Oh, Hilton, okay.
Yeah, it was a Hilton because it was close to my job and Khadija had points. So it wasn't free, but it was like discounted. So it kind of worked out pretty okay. And we stayed the one night, checked out the next day, came back home. No power still. So I was like, let's go to Whataburger, because Whataburger, the app, apparently was way better than the Centerpoint app at the time. You could look up like what Whataburgers are open. That tells you what power is working in certain places. So we drove like 20 minutes to a Whataburger, sat in line for like 30 minutes to get the food, got our food, ate it in the parking lot, and just came back home. It was a good like 2 hours worth of time, but it's like, what else are we doing? Like there's no power, you can right?
Do. Yeah.
So luckily I didn't need to get gas because the gas lines were atrocious.
Yep.
And it's funny because while we were in the line for the Whataburger, there was a car pulled off to the side. And when we got around enough in the line to see where they pulled off to, she was like pulling up like all these like bottles from our car and like having to refill her engine.
Stupid.
And we were just like, your car is that bad where you have to have multiple oils or product in your car, in your trunk, just to keep your car going.
Well, that's what they were saying on
Maybe
the
you
news.
Shouldn't be in line.
Well, that's what they were saying on the news. People were getting pissed off. It's like, hey, you're supposed to be filling up your car. Mm-hmm. Not filling up gas cans, not filling up all this extra stuff. Yeah. It was like, what the hell are you doing, man?
People were filling up whole gas cans because they got generators, right?
Yep.
And then generators were blowing up.
Yeah.
Like the not the installed ones, right? Mm-hmm. But like the little personal ones.
The mobile ones, yeah.
Yeah. Those were like blowing up and catching on fire at one point. I saw. It was crazy times. But luckily Tuesday evening between 6 and 7:30, we got our power back. And I say between 6 and 7:30 because we had left the apartment to go get food from over like a couple blocks away because they had power over there. So we ordered some tacos from Torchy's. We walked around Ross. We walked around Michael's. Killed some time. And I was telling Khadija, I was like, we're going to come back home and the power is going to be back on. I manifested it. I made it happen, James.
Well, I should have had you with me then.
I know. I should have spoke it into existence for everybody else, but I didn't. I'm sorry. I don't know the extent of my powers. I don't know.
Yeah, I see.
So I was like, we're going to get back home and the power is going to be on. We got back home. Power was on. So we were like, yes.
You lucky SOB.
I know. We were going to rough it out. We were going to sleep. We were going to sleep in the heat and everything. Honestly, my apartment wasn't that hot. And, to be quite honest with you, it was kind of peaceful for a little bit. Like we just hanging out in the living room, just minding your own business.
I mean, that's all you can do.
No TV on. It was quiet. I really love silence. I really love like peace and silence. And not to say that like it's not peaceful when everything else is going on. It's just sometimes nice to not have like white noise in the background. You know?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Like usually I'm okay with electricity. If electricity is off, like I told somebody at work, I can handle my electricity being off because of me. Because that means that I have the power to turn it back on
I just want
myself.
the option, right?
Yeah, I want the option. Like I can handle it, because I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got to pay a bill. If I didn't pay the bill, well, I mean, candle it up then. So it's like I can deal with that. What I can't deal with is my
not being able to.
Not being able to not being able to turn on the switch.
Yeah.
Cold water.
Yeah.
Bathing with cold water. And I'm gonna tell you, man, some of these apartments and houses might want to start thinking about going back to gas again.
Mm-hmm.
They might want to start thinking back because gas, you never notice. Gas really helps with a lot.
Yeah.
Food.
Mm-hmm.
It helps a lot more with food.
Because if you need to cook something,
you can just cook it right away.
Gas, yeah.
You can use gas. So many people had to throw away food. I had to throw away new food I had just got.
Yeah, I know we did too. We had to throw away a bunch of stuff.
And that sucks, man.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's really, really annoying. And I went without electricity from Monday all the way on to Sunday.
Jeez, that's insane.
It's insane, and
it's not.
And to see senior citizens and nursing homes not being able to have electricity, I saw that today on the news. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
There were fire stations that didn't have power.
Fire stations.
Because they didn't have generators.
The people that have to put out fires.
Yeah.
We depend on them.
We need to do better.
Yeah. It's just no, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I fully agree.
And that was just category 1. What we going to do to get category 2?
I have no idea. I am kind of worried about that.
Yeah. I was like,
we're supposed to have an active season. It's supposed to be an active hurricane season right now.
It's like, I might have to get in touch with one of Khadijah's friends that's still working at the hotel.
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
put me up.
I need you to hook me up or something.
Yeah. You do something.
I was thinking about sleeping in the movie theater at one point.
That's not a bad place.
Because I was like, if the electricity's gonna keep staying out, I'm just sleep in the movie theater.
Yeah. Let's go watch some movies.
Yeah,
get entertainment.
I can get a blanket, go to Walmart, get a blanket because they were still open.
Yeah. Get
a blanket. And sleep in the breaking room or something. Sleep in the break room.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Khadijah was on vacation that week, but her job was open because you mentioned Walmart. They follow a rule where it's like if the local Walmart's open, we're open.
Really?
Because if people are going to the Walmart, they're going to want to go donate.
Oh,
there's no correlation really, but it's just if the local Walmart's open, I guess it's just like a thing to compare to, kind of like the Waffle House index that we talked about, where it's like if the Waffle House is open, things are okay. If the Waffle House is closed, maybe we should evacuate.
So if the Waffle House is closed, Armageddon.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Apparently.
So what if Denny's is not open? I've seen Denny's not open a couple times.
Well, that might be for different reasons.
Oh, yeah, because they just trash.
Yeah.
My name is Dick Righteous, and I'm here to take you on the wonderful journey through freedom, justice, in the good old American way. Like a hamburger with fries.
It's funny because that weekend we had planned on going camping.
Yeah, you did.
Right? And we still went camping. But I made the comment because we went fancy camping. We got a cabin. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I'm glad we're going nice camping and not camping because we just roughed it for 2 days.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, well, we already did this.
How was it?
It was nice. It's up outside of Austin. It's a place called Dripping Springs. The town's called Dripping Springs. And the campsite is Lucky Arrow Retreat. And we found this place during COVID, actually, because right when things were reopening in COVID, we found it and we went, and they were a little bit cheaper because obviously people aren't going out there.
True.
And it was really nice because we were the only ones in the cabin area. Because how they have it set up is they have different kind of sizes and different styles. So you can get a tent, and the tents have AC, but they don't have a bathroom. You have to use the pool bathroom because they got a pool situation, like a community pool thing going on, and you can use those bathrooms, right? So we got the one right above that, which is just a regular cabin, and it's 4 cabins, and they share 2 hot tubs and a fire pit. But this time around, when we went, we got what's called a breezeway cabin. So on one side they have the bedroom, and then they have this open air living room. And then on the other side, they have the kitchenette area, and they have a futon to where if you came with kids or whatever, that that way they have a space, right? Because obviously this this is a fairly oriented place, right? It was a little bit more private. We had a hot tub and they had like a little privacy wall. So that was nice. And it was a good time. We went out there, just had some drinks. We hiked around. They have like a hiking trail that goes around the property.
So how many hours are we looking riding rides?
It's about 3 hours away.
3 hours away?
Yeah. You're basically just driving to Austin, which is kind of, for the most part, a straight shot, depending on which way you go.
Yep. I never had to check into it. You have to show me the website.
It's a real cool place, and I would love to do like a group thing sometime. Just like get a group of us and like rent out the little 4 cabins, because like you can rent out those 4, and then we'd all just kind of be there.
Kind of like how we did for the Airbnb, we just everybody pay half.
Well, that's the thing. Like this, they're pricey because they're like $300 a night.
Ooh.
Exactly. That's why I said I would like to do a thing, but it's like $300 a night, and it's not. It's like 1 cabin per. I mean, you could probably fit 4 people in a cabin, but like there's 1 bed and a couch.
Yeah.
So it's just like the sleeping arrangement's kind of strange. Like the logistics is a little difficult depending on who's coming and how many people are coming. You know what I mean?
You gotta show me a picture of it.
Yeah. I'll have to pull it up. It's real nice, and it would be cool to like maybe do a group thing, but it's just like, man, the prices are steep.
I think we'll stick to the Airbnb.
Yeah, probably.
That was more fun.
I will say though, it is nice because this last time we went, they've added like a restaurant and they've added like a actual guest services type of area. They built a second pool. They have like an adult only pool now, and they've added like an indoor like. They had this one section that was kind of like half indoor, half outdoor. Like it had a covering.
Yeah.
And you could just sit by the pool. They enclosed it, and they've added like arcade machines. They got hatchet throwing. They got like darts, like the little fake darts, not the real darts, but they got darts. They added a bunch of like other activities.
Is all that included?
Yeah, it's all included.
Oh, okay. Did you guys take part in some of it?
Yeah. We played some darts, and we were gonna get in the
I'm about to say, I know she loves darts.
Yeah, right. But. We were going to get in the pool, but we ended up not doing it because it was like kind of overcast and kind of rainy by the time we got up there. But there is a pool available. There's a hiking trail. There's like, the road is down. There's like a brewery next door, and there's like a couple other breweries like on the same road. So you could go to a brewery, you can get dinner there, you can get drinks there, or there's places nearby to where you can get food and whatnot.
I want to go now.
It's a nice place. They don't have TV or internet, but it's nice because it's just like,
well, you don't need that stuff.
You're just hanging out.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a camping.
It's a getaway.
Outing. It's a getaway. So you get away from your electronics.
Yeah, it's still a getaway. The cabins are really nice. Everything's really nice. It's a great place.
I'm gonna check into that, man. You definitely gotta give me that stuff because I'm looking for something to go to, just for like the end of summer in August.
Yeah.
Because my other plans fell through, so I was just like. Looking for something else to do.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link.
It's a cool place. And like I said, I would love to do like a group thing, but that requires a lot of planning, I feel like.
A lot of planning, a lot of money.
Yeah, and a lot of money. I mean, there is like a group family.
I'm pretty sure they got some type of package or something.
Yeah, there probably is. So, I don't know. Maybe in the future we can work something out.
And I'm pretty sure it was probably a little bit cheap, because of summertime.
Yeah. And that too. The summertime is a busy time, and really, when we went, not a lot of people were out there, which is nice. And I think it's because we went the weekend after July 4th.
Ooh, so can you imagine
the big
July
weekend?
4th?
Yeah, the big weekend was probably then. And then I was like, oh, we got in good because this is the weekend after, so everyone's kind of saving their money up again. I was like, I bet you next week is going to be busy again because that's the paycheck week or whatever,
Yeah, you're right.
So we got in on a good week. So maybe if we plan it on like around just after a holiday, and like maybe around a cheaper time, we could probably do something.
I love cabins, man. I remember when my dad used to he had something at work, and he told him like, hey, you did such a good job, because he used to inspect schools and stuff.
Yeah.
So he basically used to work for HISD.
Yeah.
So he would get these different deals and different things like that. So we used to go to Six Flags, and then one time he got a deal for a cabin.
Oh, wow.
And it was so cool, man.
Yeah.
This cabin was nice. And it had like the big bathroom. The kitchen area was cool. I think it was like a 2-bedroom. I was like, man, it was just off in the woods. It was just nature by itself. And I forgot where it was, man. It was like I think that was like a 3-hour ride too.
Yeah.
And
out in the hill country somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much out in the hill country.
Yeah.
And I always loved stuff like that. I love nature.
Yeah.
I love nature more than I love like sandy beaches.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, we used to do camping all the time back in the day.
Yeah, me too.
That was like, camping with tents.
Yeah, straight up tents, man. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Do you know how to put up a tent?
I could probably figure it out. I haven't put one up in a long time, but I can do it.
Yeah.
It's not hard. You just go through the loops and you make sure everything's standing up straight. And
now they got the big fancy tents now.
Oh, yeah. You can get a tent with an AC.
Yeah, I was about to say, you put you can put tents with AC now. So I'm like,
That's true.
It's a whole lot different now.
I do have a weird story about us coming back.
Oh, boy.
So on our way back,
here we go.
We somehow found ourselves in a funeral procession.
Here we go. Vince Jacob's story. Let's bet you got Jacob.
So we were driving. We were going good too, because like Khadija speeds, so she's like going 90 down the road. Everyone's at a stop, and everyone's at a weird stop too, because like everyone stopped to the one side of the road, and we're like, "What the heck is this?" So we're in the left lane because we're speeding. Everybody else in the right lane, and we're just like we're still far back because we see a cop like blocking off the road at the front. We were like, all right, well, how long do we wait until we just drive forward, do the loop around, and find a different way around whatever this is? So we waited about 2 or 3 minutes, and then the cop got in the car and he started driving. And so everyone else started driving, and we're driving along. We're still trying to get past everybody because we're just going down the road. And we're noticing on the right side of the road, people are just like swerving. They're swerving back and forth. They're like fin-tailing a lot.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the heck is going on? And Khadijah's like, I think this is a funeral procession, because just a line of cars on the right side, and then anytime anyone tries to pass some of the cars, they like swerve over into the left lane and swerve back. Like,
did you see the cops and stuff like that?
The cops are like at the front.
Yeah. I forgot they're way at the front.
Yeah, the cops are at the front. So we're like, are they just jamming out because they know no one's going to stop them right now? Are they just like taking advantage? Is this what funeral processions do on the highway? Do they just take over the road?
I like how you said fishtailing.
Well, that's what it's called, fin-tailing. Yeah.
Fin-tailing.
So if you're driving a trailer and you wobble too much, that's what happens. It's a fin-tailing effect.
Only you can get stuck in a funeral procession.
Yeah, we were just like, what the heck is going on? And we're trying to pass these cars, and it's like some of them are just doing it in the lane. Like they're just kind of like swerving back and forth in their lane. And some of them are straight up going all the way across and back. Like anytime a car tries to pass, they'll like launch out real quick. And I was like, what is the goal here?
I mean, the good news
is we're not trying to join your funeral procession. We're just trying to get past you.
I was about to say, I mean, the good news is you get to run through all the red lights.
Yeah, well, it was on the highway.
It was on the highway.
Yeah,
that's the only thing about it. That's the part that sucks.
And they got off like 2 exits down, so it's like, why are we doing this? Like, what?
I guess it's like the equivalent of going to a funeral party and just going for the food.
I guess.
I mean, my aunt used to do that. My aunt used to go to like funerals.
Just go for the food?
And she would just go to random people's funerals, and they had no clue who she was. I was like, I don't know if it's just old age or what.
Well, they do just like put out the notices, right? Like those little funeral papers you see sometimes.
And she had no program with her.
That's hilarious.
She had no program with her at all. She just showed up.
That's hilarious.
I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is lunacy to me.
Was there good food in a lot of them?
Yeah, of course. Well, you know, black people, we always have good funeral food.
That's true.
It's just chicken and meatloaf. You know, hey man, you get yourself a good pound cake after the whole deal.
Yeah.
I never understood people like eat after funerals. I can't, man. I can't.
Yeah, some people do. Like they get together for wakes and stuff, and we're just like, I don't like funerals.
I don't like funerals, period.
Yeah, it's like they're not fun times. Like
it's not supposed to be fun times.
I don't want to like get together and eat afterwards. Like I get like you're supposed to talk about the dead person,
celebrate the person's life and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just especially if it's like a family member, I don't want to be talked to by people.
Yeah, you don't eat it the whole time. You shouldn't be eating and you got tears in your food.
Yeah.
You got tears in you got tears in your spinach, a little extra salt.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's where I can get free food. I can just go to a funeral.
Just go to a funeral, man.
Funeral wake or whatever the after party is called.
The after party. You say the
funeral?
after party?
Yeah.
Did you just call a funeral after party?
Yeah.
Oh man. Remind me to leave your ass at home for a funeral. Hey, when's the after party to the funeral?
I mean, they got food.
Oh man.
What is that? What else is that supposed to be?
On the Go with Jacob and James.
I want to give, as we transition away from this, I want to give a PSA to men.
Oh boy.
And it's a simple PSA. Don't stalk women. And reason why I bring that up, I got my iPod AirPods, and it'll coincide with the story I'm telling. So do you have AirPods, right?
I don't have AirPods. I just have like a Bluetooth pair of headphones.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start investing in those, because these AirPods, they go off like a little kid.
Oh, really?
Like, even though I turn my Bluetooth off on my cell phone, it keeps linking.
Oh,
And like it keeps making a noise, and it's just like, well, stop this. So it keeps tracking. So I found these AirPods at my job, and I don't know if you noticed, but if you push the little button in the middle, you can turn off the tracking device.
Oh,
so that works a lot. So my friend, I showed her, and she told me about when she went out on night on the town. Her and her friends went out, and she was talking to this guy, and they were having a good time. And he was like, "Hey, I'll give you my number," and stuff like that. So over time, they kind of had developed a friendship and stuff like that.
yeah.
And he gave her some iPods for her birthday, AirPods. And like I said, they can track you. So she goes on a vacation.
Oh.
And he had called her, and while she was at the airport, because she took a flight from Florida.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, from South Carolina, from Houston, South Carolina, Florida. It's like one of those type of flights where you have to connect flights. Sidebar, I hate those type of flights. I just want to get on the plane and just go.
Yeah.
But she took one of those flights, and her stop was still in South Carolina. She was in South Carolina, and the guy had texted her. I was like, "Hey, what you still doing in South Carolina?" She was like, How do you
know that?
Yeah, how do you know that? And then this dope goes and says, "Well, I tracked you. I tracked you down by your AirPods."
What the heck?
As your AirPods has, you can track where the person is and stuff like that. So if you ever lose your stuff, they know that it's still there. And I was
he gave her the AirPods, right?
He gave her the AirPods for her birthday. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, why? He says that he mix matched them, and you can mix match them too. You can mix match the AirPods.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
And I'm just like, why are you going through this much trouble to stalk this young lady?
That is really weird.
That is weird as hell. So what she did was, she was like, okay, roger that. And she left the AirPods at the airport. Damn. And just ghosted the guy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's creepy, man. That's a creepy story.
What the hell?
What? So I'm like, don't stalk women, guys.
Yeah.
It's not that crucial.
Yeah.
It is. Wow. Like, they really got to think about these AirPods.
Yeah. Well, Khadija, she was watching a true crime show. It was all about technology. Or it was all about how they use like certain technologies to find the murderers and who killed their victims or whatever, right? And it would be like that. Like we found an AirPod, so we tracked the IP address on the AirPod or whatever. Like they did it with the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, really? You can do it with Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, like so someone had broken into this guy's house, killed him, took the Switch and some other things. And then they contacted Nintendo, like the FBI or the cops contacted Nintendo and was like, "Hey, we're looking for the Switch. Do you have the IP address?" Because the Switch, all modern video game systems are basically computers, right? True. So they're gonna have IP addresses. So they found that out. I think they found the box, and on the box, I think it has like some information that you give to the Nintendo, and Nintendo's actually able to pull it up. So
that makes sense.
They got Nintendo to pull up the IP address, and they put it in their system, and they're like, "All right, cool. So when this guy turns on his Nintendo, it's gonna pop up for us, and we're gonna know where he's at." That's how they found the murderer. I think the murderer sold it to like a person, and they sold it to somebody else. Yeah. So it was kind of like they had to follow the chain, right? It's like, "Hey, where'd you get the Switch? Oh, this person sold it to me. Okay, cool. Like, where'd you get the Switch? Oh, this other person gave it to me." Like, all right, well, we're looking for him for murder. So
that is crazy, man. I just think going through that much trouble to talk to someone is just way too much. That crosses the boundaries of.
That's a crazy thought to like. Yeah. Oh, hey, here's some AirPods, and now I can track you.
I can track you. Yeah. If need be, I can always track you.
They already got those little AirTag things too. Yeah. There's a whole thing where like people were putting them in women's purses.
Yep, I saw those too.
Or like under people's like car carriages or whatever, and then they would like follow them home.
And the thing about it is, like I said, you could just push the button and it turns the tracker off because they're reprogrammed again.
But if you don't know,
she probably didn't know.
I don't think most people would probably know that AirPods can be tracked like that.
I looked it up on YouTube when I got them.
Yeah,
because they kept when I found him, they kept blinking.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that person was looking for him at that time. And,
Too late.
Too late. So I was like, let me turn this off. So I just wanted to give a PSA, man. It's like nothing's ever that crucial. And you got to be careful with that because if you stalk people, they can call the police because that's harassment.
Yeah. Oh, that will not end well sometimes.
She told me that story, and she told me I could tell the story on air too. So that's
nice.
why. Yeah.
Well, good.
She gave me full clearance.
Great. That's a good story.
Yeah,
it's a good
man.
PSA.
Yeah, it's a very important PSA.
Yeah. So way to kill the mood. I was talking about
funerals. Funeral
you
processions.
brought up the funerals.
Funeral processions.
You brought up the funeral after party. I did bring up the funeral procession.
Funeral after party. This guy. Well, you can be a funeral for the guy that stalks him because I would kill that person.
Yeah, there you go. And then we can stuck behind.
If we get stuck behind the procession,
it's a vicious cycle.
Hello, mates. If I'm not punching a Joe in the face or wrestling a crook, I'm listening to Jacob and James on the Go podcast. It's the best podcast down under. Crikey. A koala bear just took me lunch. I gotta go beat him with a didgeridoo. Catch you later.
We don't normally tackle politics
we don't
on the show.
We don't.
However, big thing happened. The former president
got Call of Duty.
Okay.
He almost got Call of Duty.
There was an attempted assassination on the former President Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And regardless what you feel about the former president, it's a big deal. It's a huge damn deal.
Yeah, American history,
right?
world history.
It's
world history.
Barely missed, right? He got shot in the ear.
Yeah.
Like a head turn would have been gone. It's a miracle. It's a crazy event, crazy times, and it's insane. So, off the back of that, Tenacious D, Jack Black's band, I don't know if you ever listened to the music.
I listened to like one song I think they made.
They did the Pick a Destiny movie, which is also an album.
Yep.
That's probably like their biggest project, but they have other songs and stuff. And they're a very good band. Jack Black is a very good musician.
Yeah, no, when it comes to music, he's very
good.
He's very good at that.
So, they're on tour, or they were on tour, and they were in Australia. And this was like the night, like directly after the attempted assassination. And with time zones and everything, I don't know, this could have been very well almost around the same day.
Yeah.
Or the day after. But it was his bandmate's birthday, Kyle Gass. It was his birthday. So on stage, Jack Black has a robot come out with a birthday cake, has him blow out the candles, makes a wish kind of thing. And Kyle Gass says, "Don't miss Trump next time."
Oh, God.
So obviously, there are people out there who are like, yeah, they shouldn't have missed, right? There are people who have that opinion, and some people are more vocal about it than others. But
let me guess which side is more vocal.
Yeah. So Jack Black in the moment handled it like a champ. He didn't say anything. The show went on without a hitch, and I feel bad for Jack Black because I know he's going to get a lot of crap for this because he already came out as a big Biden supporter a couple weeks ago, and they played at like a couple of the Rock the Vote like concerts they've had. However, Rock the Votes are nonpartisan, right? Like it's just to get you to vote.
Yeah.
But he's already got that going against him. And so the next morning, which was at the time of this recording yesterday, Jack Black put out a statement that was like, "Hey, our tour is canceled. After further thoughts of like what was said last night, like tour is canceled and all future Tenacious D projects are put on hold." Right. And a lot of people on both sides of the wagon or the line, whatever you want to say, whatever analogy you want to use, are either mad at Jack Black for letting it be said in the first place or mad at Jack Black for canceling the tour, right? They're like, oh, Jack Black's lame because blah, 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 free speech and whatnot. But first of all, Australia's pissed. The Australian Prime Minister is calling for them to be deported, and they might have been deported after that. Yeah.
God, that crucial?
He put a whole statement out, James, that was like, these guys need to get out of our country.
Okay.
Yeah, which is strange because Australia is very liberal.
Yeah.
You know, and during the COVID times, they were locking people up for just going outside. So to hear the Australian Prime Minister like say that is kind of surprising. But it seems like the Australian Prime prime minister is also very pro-Trump because in his statement he said soon to be 47th president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like, how dare they say this about the assassination attempt on the soon to be 47th president?
So that's why he wants him out.
Possibly so, but I mean, obviously Australia doesn't affect our elections at all. But
no, of course not.
Anyway, so Jack Black makes a statement. So people are pissed. People are pissed at Jack Black or Tenacious D for the statement in general, and it's one of those things where. Because some people are ragging on Jack Black for saving face because, you know, he's got all these projects going on. But
true.
You got to think about it. I don't think, while Jack Black's obviously not a Trump guy.
Obviously.
I'm pretty sure he's also not an assassination guy.
No.
You know what I mean? And someone made the comment that, like, you can be anti-Trump and anti-assassination. Like, those don't have to go to, like, be separate. You know?
Of course.
Like, first of all, way too soon to make that kind of statement from the other guy.
Yeah, of course.
And second of all, I think Jack Black did a good job of just like handling it on stage and then dealing with it afterwards. Because Tenacious D are known to do bits where they get into arguments on stage and they pretend to quit the band and then it goes into the next song. Like they do bits between songs. With that in mind, I think if Jack Black were to have done something, it would have just looked more like a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think it was smart on his part to say something afterwards.
Yeah, because sometimes you can say stuff early and then you put your foot
but
further
also,
into it. Put your feet further.
But also in the moment, it's like, am I going to stop this whole concert to berate my co-star and ruin everybody's mood when I can just gloss over this? We go to the next thing. We finish the show and then I deal with it afterwards. Or I deal with this tomorrow because there's no not dealing with it, right? Like he was going to get flack either way.
Still unfortunate, man. That the poor timing of it all.
Very poor timing.
Yeah, that just sucks, man.
Yeah. And to be fair, Jack Black also has to look out for himself in some manner, right?
Yeah, of course.
He's got gigs, he's got jobs lined up, he's doing voice roles. His career is on on a good track right now. Not like it hasn't not been. He's always been pretty good.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna do the next Mario Brothers.
Right, Mario Brothers. He's doing a Minecraft movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure
and
there's a Kung Fu Panda thing coming.
Borderlands.
Yeah. He's a Claptrap.
Yeah.
Borderlands. So it's like, he's got to be protective of himself. And while I'm not a big Trump guy, I wouldn't have made that remark either. You know what I mean? Like,
no sensible person would make any crazy remarks like that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also not going to sit up here and keep walking on pins and needles. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I mean. I'm not going to keep apologizing if you're a celebrity or somebody like that that's actually says something. You know what the heck I mean. It's like, God knows my heart. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows my heart. So it's like, I don't have to keep apologizing for the same thing over and over again. Okay? Now, what happened was very, very horrific, in world history. We haven't seen anything like this in a long time. Like, the last person of any importance that really got even nicked or hurt, and this person really got hit, and she got hit, and her life changed forever. And that was Gabby Giffords in Arizona. She was a liberal Democrat, and she was on the Senate seat, and her husband was a NASA astronaut, stuff like that. Gabby Giffords, and she bounced back. She can talk now, and she got struck with a bullet. So that was the last time we've seen anything of this significance.
Yeah.
But hey man, look, come on now. I'm not gonna keep apologizing and stuff like that because we've seen the other side incite horrific things as well, and don't apologize for it.
That is true.
So come on now. But yeah, that's a good story though. But that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because I like Tenacious D. I would have liked to have seen them at some point.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't. Who knows? They might not be gone forever. It might just be until things blow.
Yeah, they just gotta let this stuff blow over, man.
And, another thing too is, Kyle Gass made the remarks, but they have a whole team. They have a whole production crew with them. Mm-hmm. You got to think, if somebody wanted to react to that in a violent way, they might not just go after you, Kyle. They might go after the crew. They might go after like all these other people. It's, you got to think about what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's the thing with freedom of speech, right? You have freedom of speech, but there's not freedom of consequences, especially if you're in another country.
Yeah.
You can't just say whatever you want in another country at all.
There's always consequences
and
for things you
their
say.
major consequences is the prime minister wants them deported or got them deported. I haven't heard any more about that, but I just know people are, when people refer to this situation, they're like, yeah, Jack Black's banned, Jack Black, his name's all over it.
But he didn't say it.
And it's unfortunate he's got to kind of deal with this blowback. And even from the other side, when people are being mad at him for canceling the tour and everything, it's like, well, he's doing what he thinks is best at the moment. Is
just till things blow over.
Yeah.
I just cancel the show for right now, which makes sense.
Yeah. He's like, look, he's like, I don't want to condone hate speech and propagate political violence. So we're going to stop the tour and we're going to see how things go in the future.
To tie this into what you were just talking about, I really hope that we can all get to a point where things the temperature is starting to lower down a little bit. I know it won't, but it would be nice to see the temperature lower down a little bit after this whole horrific situation. It
would be, because sometimes it feels like everything's a real powder keg.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And like I said, we don't normally talk about politics, but it really does.
Well, you have to
at times feel like things are on edge.
Had he moved his head an inch, man,
it's wild.
Do you know what the repercussions and stuff that could have happened?
Yeah, it's wild.
It could have been crazy.
It could have been.
Like, we wasn't alive for JFK.
Yeah,
we wasn't alive for Martin Luther King. We wasn't alive for the brother, Kennedy brother, the other Kennedy brother that was assassinated. Yeah. Of course, unless you got a time machine, we weren't alive for Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these different civil rights leaders and political assassinations. Ronald Reagan attempted assassination.
Yeah,
we were never alive for this.
Yeah, it's like whatever side of the aisle you're on, it was a real thing, and it
could have changed the whole world.
Yeah, and in some ways it still has, right? Yeah. It's still it's a very historical moment. There's already like the imagery from that day is already iconic in a way. It's definitely affected the election cycle for sure.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
It's
just something,
wild
man.
Times,
this is wild times, man. And we all have to be careful now. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to speak for the other side, but we all just have to be careful. I think Trump has to be very careful too now. I think he's going to start realizing, like, hey, people really are taking my words into effect.
Well, they've already said, like, he's got a different kind of vibe or aura to him in some way, which you get shot in the face.
I mean, you have to.
I think it does change you a little bit. Like, it kind of makes you be like, oh, someone actually took a shot at me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, your words have consequences.
Yeah.
Things that you say.
Yeah.
It inspire people.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah, man,
it's wild. But I just wanted to touch on that a little bit because it sucks that Tenacious D has to go through that.
It sucks. Yeah, it definitely sucks.
I feel kind of bad for Jack Black because, like I said, he's getting flack from it, and I mean he's getting flack from both sides because he's a known Biden supporter. He came out a few weeks ago talking about wanting to support Biden, and a lot of his fans turned on him because of it. They're like, oh, Jack Black's a liberal.
Talking
and
politics,
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Like, okay, look. Not to judge anyone by their political party, but did you really think Jack Black was a Republican? Does he look anything like a Republican? I'm like, come on now, like, you stupid if you actually believe that he was a Republican.
Right.
I'm just trying to keep it real, man.
It's dumb.
I mean, come on, man.
But because he came out and like supported Biden or whatever, and like I said, they were playing the Rock the Vote concerts, and like that's gonna go away now, and I don't know, man. It does suck, and it's just like seeing the reaction from both sides and just seeing how people are like, oh, Jack Black's stupid for doing this, or like he's also got to look out for himself.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
In this world, at the end of the day, sometimes all you got is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so you gotta watch out sometimes.
And I'm pretty sure he will, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will from now on.
Yeah. So we'll see. But anyway, sorry to leave you off on that kind of a bummer of a topic, but
I mean, it's important to talk about.
It is.
Sometimes you're gonna have an episode or two where, you have to talk about certain things, certain situations.
Yeah. Next week we'll tackle cancer and the cancer.
Also, too, while we continue on this bummer note, and I know this is not, usually we talk about this on Fridays, and we weren't able to talk about this on
The last episode?
the last episode because I totally forgot about it. So I want to cover this while we still have a chance.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Richard Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
I know we talked about it on the podcast when, what's your boy name? Pauly Shore. Wanted to do a movie.
Yeah, that is sad. A lot of people died over the week.
Yeah, it was a lot of people died, man.
It was like Richard Simmons, Shelley
Shelley
Duvall.
Duvall.
Yeah.
Whose brother comes to the movie theater all the time.
And Shannon Doherty.
Yep, Shannon Doherty,
Yeah.
which that hurt me. That one floored me.
Yeah.
That one floored me.
And a football player.
Yeah, Jacoby Jones. He's played for the Texans. Yeah, so rest in peace to all of them. I totally forgot about this. Somebody had sent me Richard Simmons video. I guess it was probably like the last time he saw him, that anybody saw him. And
That is crazy.
yeah, I never would have thought Richard Simmons would have passed away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had some kind of like health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So
On a funny note, Ruth Bader also passed away too. Well, this is not funny.
That was not funny.
But she was like 97 years old. She's the woman that used to.
Not funny.
She was the sex lady. She was the one that taught us about the sex.
Yeah, you're right. The sex lady. The sex lady. Funnier note about her.
I love her,
is
man.
apparently she was a very good sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in my job, we had interviewed a former sniper about, the latest assassination attempt on Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And just before we went into the interview, one of the news stories was this lady died.
Yep.
The sex lady died. And the guy opens up the interview. He's like, hey, fun fact about that lady is like, I knew her personally, and she had like one of the highest kill counts in the military. Like, she was a really good sniper and blah, blah, blah. It was like a wild like fact. So there you go. Some lighthearted things to think about. The sex expert was also a killing expert.
Who would have thought?
Man, this episode's all about funerals and murder.
It was all over the place today.
Yeah, it was. But hey, it was a good show. And if you liked what we did, you can email us at onthegopod2023@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at onthego with Jacob and James. All one word. You can find me on Instagram at jacobdowntown.audio. And you can find James on Instagram at
James9794.
You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. It's On The Go with Jacob and James. It's all one word. Please subscribe, follow, like the bell, do all the things you need to do to keep us in your life forever and ever and ever. We have episodes coming out every Monday, Friday, and we have clips coming out on Wednesdays and Sundays sometimes. So without further ado, I'm on the go. James is on the go. The sex expert's on the go.
Rest in peace, Dr. Ruth.